Good day, dear students. I am Teacher Karen. Welcome to this video lesson on uniformly accelerated motion, or simply UAM. After watching this video lesson, you are expected to differentiate uniformly accelerated motion from uniform motion. Aalamin natin ang pagkakaiba ng tinatawag na uniformly accelerated motion sa uniform motion. We always hear the statement that the constant thing in the world is change. Ang permanente daw sa mundo ay pagbabago. Things, animals, and humans change as we move from one place or position to another. In the context of physics, this change in position with respect to a reference in a given interval of time is called motion. So how do we describe the motion of an object? Aha! We can describe motion by answering the question, how far the object travel? Gaano kalayo ang narating ng isang bagay? It can be in terms of distance and of displacement. When we say distance, it is the total length of path traveled by the object. It is represented by the red line. When we consider the distance between the initial and final position of the object, then we are after of its displacement. Note that displacement has direction, which is represented by the arrow, and distance has no direction. So this makes distance a scalar quantity since it has the magnitude only, while displacement is called a vector quantity because it has both the magnitude and direction. Another way of describing motion is to determine how fast the object moves. Gaano kabilis o kabagal ang pagtakbo o pagkilos ng isang bagay. Speed and velocity are the quantities involved here. Speed tells us how far an object moves in a given time interval. So the equation is speed is equal to distance traveled divided by the time. On the other hand, velocity is speed with direction. So as an example, we have here a man running. How will we describe his motion in terms of speed? So we say the man is running at 1 meter per second. And now in terms of velocity, the man is running at 1 meter per second east. East here is the direction. So speed is a scalar quantity while velocity is a vector quantity. As we always experience, objects tend to change its speed and velocity. So to describe the motion of an object as to how quick or slow the change in its velocity happen, or gaano kabagal o kabilis ang pagbabago ng velocity ng isang object, then the quantity involved is acceleration. Acceleration refers to the rate of change in speed or velocity of an object, and it is reflected in this equation. Acceleration is equal to the change in velocity per unit time. Or it can also be written as this. Acceleration is equal to the difference between the final velocity and the initial velocity per unit time. So as an example, we say that The car here has increased its speed from 40 kilometers per hour to 50 kilometers per hour. So there is an acceleration. Now, let's take a look at this illustration here. You are riding a tricycle and have noticed the following speeds recorded in its speedometer. Speedometer is an instrument that indicates the speed of a vehicle. Looking at the situation here, nagbabago ba ang speed ng tricycle? No, the speed is maintained at 20 kilometers per hour. So, nag-a-accelerate ba ang tricycle pag ganito ang sitwasyon? The answer is also no. Walang pagbabago sa speed, so walang acceleration. That is why the tricycle is said to have a uniform motion. Uniform means pareho, walang pagkakaiba sa speed ng isang object. We have here another situation. The tricycle has now the following speeds recorded in its speedometer. Is there a change in the values of speeds? Pakitingnan ng mabuti para klaro. The speed has changed from 20 kilometers per hour to 25 kilometers per hour, then 30 kilometers per hour, and finally to 35 kilometers per hour. Sa tingin mo, may acceleration ba ang tricycle sa ganitong sitwasyon? The answer is yes, because of the change in the values of speeds. Mapapansin na may na-add na 5 kilometers per hour bawat minuto in that the speed changes. Bumibilis ang tricycle pero ang nadagdag sa bilis nito bawat minuto ay parehong 5 kilometers per hour. That is why the tricycle is said to be in a uniformly accelerated motion. Now, what about if you're inside the yellow bus bound to Tacorong City and you observe these speedometer readings? The readings on the speedometer shows these values. So what is the type of motion here? The speed of the bus at 1 minute is 30 kilometers per hour. So this serves as the initial position of our bus. Then at 2 minutes, its speed is 30 kilometers per hour and its position is this. Then this goes on as shown here. What have you noticed on the distances between the positions of the bus? Maintain ang speed ng bus, which is 30 kilometers per hour. So pareho lang din ang distance na covered nito bawat minuto. So kapag ganito, 0 ang acceleration. So the bus is in a uniform motion. This time, the readings on the speedometer changes to this. So from 30 kilometers per hour, it becomes 32 kilometers per hour, then 34, then to 36 kilometers per hour. So how will we describe the motion of the bus? So let's observe this. At 1 minute, the speed of the bus is 30 kilometers per hour. Then after 2 minutes, its speed is 32 kilometers per hour, and this is now the second position of the bus. Then after 3 minutes, the bus is here. And then after 4 minutes, with a speed of 36 kilometers per hour, the bus is located here. So what have you noticed on the distances between the positions of the bus? Dahil sa nadagdag na 2 kilometers per hour sa speed ng bus bawat minuto, lumalaki din ang distance covered nito bawat minuto. Kaya hindi equal ang distances ng mga positions ng bus at certain time period. So ang tanong, may acceleration ba dito? Yes, dahil nga bumibilis ang bus at ang acceleration ay parehong 2 kilometers per hour bawat minuto. So, the bus is moving in a uniformly accelerated motion, or UAM. In UAM, the distances of the positions of the object are not equal, but it is the change in velocity per unit time which is equal, since pareho ang increase ng speed.